In this week's Crime Watch Raw, we look at how mindlessly violence is inflicted by criminals on their victims. We try to get a better understanding of this behaviour from speaking with psychologist Dr. Andrew Mohanraj. But before we hear what he has to say, let's see what the immigration has been doing in cleaning up the city. Suhaila Sarifuddin has the story.
I am standing at the streets where an immigration raid was held on Tuesday night at a pub near this area. 8 Vietnamese women were nabbed and later found without any passport. This is one of the many raids conducted by immigration authorities, as they have also raided an entertainment premise on August 14 in Plaza Puchong. So I've decided to talk to locals here regarding the issue. However, I discovered that only few are willing to talk due to their safety. We talked to a security guard and local residents who work in few premises away from the recently raided pub. They agreed to talk without revealing their names.
Sini ada macam-macam sini. Tu rumah urut tu, lepas tu ada pub. Belakang tu selalu ramai. Dia tengok yang waktu dia bising tu tahun pukul 11 ke atas tengok ramai.
Kalau yang perempuan yang abang nampak tu, orang kita ke, orang luar ke?
Orang luar.
Yang dalam bising lah. Kalau kita orang selalu lalu nak pergi beli rokok ke nak beli apa, kat kedai mamak tu banyak jugalah yang dong dah tak larat minum bir, dia pergi minum teh tarik kat situ lah kot.
Kita buat hal kat sini, kita buat kat sini. Kalau orang sana buat hal kat sana. Dia memang susah. Dia lebih kepada macam VVIP. Kalau apa dia call, bukannya macam contoh kalau orang biasa kita nak pergi, kita pergi sana tak. Dia jenis kepada high class lah.
Sini taiko pasti juga ramai. Masa bulan puasa itu hari pun kes tembak-menembak. Gaduhan taiko sama taiko.
We found out that even after many raids by the authorities in this area, the pubs would resume business as usual on the very next day. Illegal activities are being kept behind closed doors to avoid the authorities. Will we be able to put a stop to all of this?
It may seem like just another day at this neighbourhood, but hours ago, a man was shot dead by the police while another sustained injuries. The two were trying to escape being arrested. The men rammed into several police vehicles, including this one, which was parked right here. The incident happened at Bandar Bukit Tinggi at about 6:45 a.m. after police were tipped off on the presence of the two men in a Perodua Alza in the area. Both men were high on the wanted list for various crimes. The dead man was a 35-year-old Sabahan who had a police record related to the Dangerous Drugs Act. An eyewitness shared the details of the incident.
Wake up in the early morning, 6:45 something. I heard the police shooting the man. Then I woke up and come out and see me. And the police is shooting the Sabakian lah.
Looking at how rampant the violence has been, I've decided to talk to Dr. Andrew, who is an expert on human behaviour, to discover more on why these people would go to extreme lengths to do what they do.
I think there's a very direct correlation between the availability and the use of certain type of drugs and criminality or criminal behavior. Certainly with the availability and the widespread use of amphetamine type stimulants, or what is known as ATS. This commonly would be known as ice, shabu or ecstasy. These are the kind of stimulants that would make a person be disinhibited in the way that he does things and induce that element of being very daring when committing any act for that matter. But there's also another element in the sense that many individuals are predisposed to criminal behavior. For example, if somebody has what is known as a mood disorder, and in mood disorders we are specifically talking about bipolar disorder, this high mood or the manic phase of the illness can also result in doing very daring kind of behavior activities like committing robbery. People with antisocial personality disorder do things that are in conflict with societal norms, and they actually have no remorse whatsoever, like beating up the elderly man in the shop. That was not necessary at all to beat him up. You could still, they could still get what they wanted without beating the person. Nevertheless, I must also say that while some people might have personalities like this, might have a manic phase in their illness, or have antisocial personality disorders, or have an impulsive personality disorders, you can't rule out the fact that these people also are high on substances. For such individuals who do not have anything, they feel they have got nothing to lose by committing a crime like this. But the question is, why do it in the daytime? They obviously know that there are cameras filming them. This thing about robbing people in broad daylight is a recent phenomenon in our country, and I think we really have to look into this very deeply.
Poverty and economic conditions have a strong link to crime. Therefore, Dr. Andrew advised parents to encourage their children to join uniform bodies or other activities in school to instill a sense of respect towards the law. While the authorities are doing their best to clean up the city from crime, the community has to do our part by staying vigilant of our surroundings at all times.